Irvington, oh Irvington, we'll fight for you. Irvington, fight, win. The Ravens never quit, so let us spell it out again. Irvington, fight, win. That's the Irvington way. Irvington, oh Irvington, the Raven, black and blue. Irvington, oh Irvington, we'll fight for you. The Raven, black and blue. Ravens!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Graduates, parents, families, friends, IPA staff members, administrators, and members of the Irvington Community School Incorporated Board of Governors, welcome to this very special Irvington Preparatory Academy Class of 2020 commencement. As we all know, this year is like no other. However, what's not unusual about it is that we will always encounter challenges. It is the very nature of the human condition. As the writer Joan Didion stated so accurately in her book, The Year of Magical Thinking, we are biological creatures in a geological world. I was born just 10 years after the conclusion of World War II, a cataclysmic, world-changing event. In my own lifetime, the United States has engaged in 3 wars, 2 launched by the September 11, 2001 attacks in New York, Washington, D.C., and over the skies of Pennsylvania. The country experienced a brutal financial meltdown in 2008. And now, the COVID-19 pandemic is upon us, testing our resolve once again. And life seems almost surreal, doesn't it? And yet, I promise you, we will persevere as a nation. So can you. We have trained you to enter the world of adulthood. At this moment in your life, there is nothing you can't do if you set your mind and heart to the tasks ahead. One thing about the pandemic that I think is especially worth noting is that nature continues and, in fact, is recovering quickly from human impact. For example, the skies over our city are clearing due to the reduction in traffic, and you can now see stars and meteor showers that were unavailable to our eyes just 2 short months ago. I think there is a great message in this, to look up whenever you can and to chart your own destiny. Now I'd like to read a poem in your honor written by Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Mary Oliver. It's called The Summer Day. Please listen carefully. The summer day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out of the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Evan Jones, and I'm class president of IPA's class of 2020. I've been given the honor today of being able to introduce one of the most amazing, spectacular people I've ever met in my life. And that person is none other than Campbell Wagner. I've known Campbell Wagner since freshman year when we both ended up in Meeks Advisory. Though we only met freshman year, we quickly became friends and thankfully, are still very close friends to this day. Campbell's been by my side for the majority of the last 4 years, and we've been through a lot together. And I wouldn't want anyone else by my side. Through the last 4 years, there have been a lot of good memories, and just some of the ones that will always stick out were the iconic pinning of Lucas Ford and the first time Campbell ever got points. Through all of this has only made my high school experience that much better, just because I got to experience it with someone like Campbell. So thank you. So with that, I now give you IPA's Class of 2020 salutatorian, Campbell Wagner.
Before I begin, thank you to all the family, friends, and staff for being here today to celebrate Irvington Preparatory Academy's Class of 2020. I know the journey was long, so thank you for being there every step of the way. Class of 2020, be fearless. 4 years ago, when I first started at Irvington, I didn't really know anyone. Since kindergarten, I had gone to Our Lady of Lourdes with the same 20 kids in my class every year. Irvington, though still relatively small, seemed huge to me. I was nervous about finding my place and building relationships with my teachers. The first time I walked into freshman advisory with braces and bright purple hair, I met Mr. Meek. He was helping us settle in and get ready for what felt like the longest week ever. He was kind and excited to get to know us. Though it was reassuring to have a friendly face, I was still petrified at the thought of not having any friends in my classes. No one was talking to me. It wasn't until 5th period that I worked up the nerve to talk to anyone. I introduced myself to the other freshmen by saying this: "Hi, I'm Campbell, like the soup." I asked Megan Hoskins and Maria Guzman if I could have lunch with them, since they were some of the few people whose names I remembered. Who knows what ran through their minds when they said yes. At lunch, we didn't really talk, but I was still happy to not have been alone. The next day, I mentally prepared myself to talk to more new people. I started asking the boys in my advisory about what sports they liked, and the girls at the lunch table about what TV shows they liked. Though I didn't always have something in common with my classmates, I learned new things about them, and that gave us something to talk about. My sophomore year was spent battling Mr. Yeoman's AP US History class and Riley Pearson for nagging me to try out for the softball team. By the spring, she had fully convinced me to play, though I couldn't swing a bat to save my life. I went through the conditioning, trying to adjust to the catching, throwing, and hitting. I didn't think I had the chance to play. Sure, I could make the team, but that might mean I just sit on the bench all season. I pushed through tryouts and found myself in the dugout. By then, I fully committed to playing softball by playing catch at the park after practices and going to the batting cages. At our first game, I was shocked to see that I was in the starting lineup. Coach Hybor believed in me enough to put me on the field, and I'm forever grateful for that opportunity. If I never pushed myself to be fearless, I may have never gotten to play my new favorite sport. My junior year was half spent working to raise money for the school's trip to Spain. I wanted to visit another country, but couldn't fathom the possibility of actually going until we were on the plane to Barcelona for spring break. Jenna Nashold and Isaac Pryor can attest that I could not sleep on that flight because I was too excited. I had never gone on a trip without my parents, and though we had chaperones, I still felt like my own adult. I got to try new dishes, like paella and Spanish horchata. I was the only one brave enough to try using the bidet. Being open to trying new things helped immerse me in the trip and make new memories with my friends. What I'm trying to say is that if I never tried to build up the courage to talk to my classmates, play softball, or travel, I would have never met some of the closest people in my life. In making friends, I invested in a future much greater than my education. I grew and learned with the amazing class of 2020, and instead of IPA just being the place I went to school, it became my home. Let this be a lesson learned as we travel on our own paths to the future. Be fearless. It will be a new beginning for all of us. Whether it is making new friends, starting at a new school, or getting a job, we're going into the unknown. As Confucius put it, wheresoever you go, go with all your heart. congratulations to the class of 2020. You are about to hear from one of the brightest people I have ever met, and I used to not like her. Early on in my high school career, I realized we were competing for valedictorian. As I got to know her through friendly competition, I realized she was not as mean as I thought she was. This world-class rock climber has a sense of humor and a heart of gold. Through all the ups and downs, we have pushed each other to new heights. I cannot wait to see what else she will achieve. I couldn't be prouder to announce this year's valedictorian and my best friend, Shay Kelly.
Thank you, Campbell, for those kind words. Never before, and hopefully never again, has a class experienced such odd circumstances surrounding their graduation. Our time in high school is coming to an end, yet we have missed many things experienced by generation after generation of seniors. Not only things like our prom, our senior skip day, and an in-person graduation, but also those important final moments with our classmates and teachers. Governor Holcomb canceled Indianapolis schools on Thursday, March 19th. On Thursdays, I finished my classes just after 2, and on that particular Thursday, I left with no textbooks, no homework, not even my empty backpack. When I walked into the parking lot that afternoon, I had no idea how much would change within the next 12 hours. Instead of thinking about what we are missing out on due to the coronavirus, I want to focus on what we were able to do despite it. We have faced many odd challenges over the past few months, yet here we are. We were forced to learn an entirely new way of learning and studying in the blink of an eye, yet here we are. We have to say goodbye to classmates, teachers, and friends that have been a constant in our lives for years through a computer screen, yet here we are. Despite the confusion, the fear, and the challenges, we are here graduating in the midst of the most unusual time in modern history. I spent the entire first half of my senior year stressing about college applications, ACT tests, and AP classes. I spent more time in Miss Raines and Mr. Yeoman's offices than they did. By the time I was finally finished, when all of my applications were sent and my tests were taken, I thought I finally had time to sit back, relax, and enjoy my final year of high school. But, like all of you, this dream was turned upside down when classes were put online. Knowing that in just 4 months I will be moving 700 miles away from my hometown, the loss of those last few months with my friends hit me especially hard. Every single one of us was counting on those moments of closure before we set out to accomplish whatever is next on the journey of our lives. When I was in 8th grade, I begged my parents to let me attend Heron. Now, 4 years later, I'm eternally grateful that they said no. Irvington taught me persistence, dedication, and commitment. They emphasize community, family, and social responsibility. But the most important thing my time at IPA taught me, more than any rhetorical device or mathematical equation, is creativity. As many of you may know, I have been an avid competitive rock climber for the majority of my life. In rock climbing, beta is the term used to describe the particular method a climber uses to finish a route. This beta differs depending on each climber's past experiences, their physical characteristics, their knowledge of the route, and information gleaned from other climbers. A person's beta is instrumental in their success. Even a single wrong move could lead to a fall. The ability to develop, refine, and perfect your beta is one of the hardest things a climber needs to learn. The creativity required to create unique and effective tactics for complicated routes is something that some climbers never develop. The correct beta isn't something that comes easily even to the best of climbers. In fact, the development of beta is just as important as the beta itself. Each attempt, each fall, teaches you something valuable about the route, something you might never know if you succeeded on the first try. The teachers and staff at IPA have worked relentlessly every day the last 4 years to provide us with the beta we need to continue on the routes of our lives. Not only that, but they equipped us with the skills we need in order to develop our own beta for whatever problems we may face in the future. These skills they've helped us develop are more valuable than anything we've learned in our math classes. We put these skills to test when we were switched online these last few months. In the blink of an eye, every piece of beta we had developed for school over the last 13 years was wiped away, and we were forced to create completely new tactics in order to make it to graduation. But we did make it. And now, more than ever, I am confident that all of us are capable of doing whatever we set our minds to. I challenge you to use these priceless skills that you were taught in new and exciting ways. To not only create your own beta, but to create your own routes. In the words of Anthony Robbins, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin. So let's go and begin our journeys. Congratulations, class of 2020. And now it is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker. Kyle Clark is currently a staff sergeant in the United States Army. He has served his country for 9 years, trained in 9 different countries, and has been stationed around the world from Washington to Korea to Germany and Lithuania, and was deployed in Afghanistan. In his time since high school graduation, Kyle has traveled to 23 countries. He has eaten kimchi in Seoul, South Korea, footbread in Kandahar City, drank whiskey in Dublin, got lost in Amsterdam, went scuba diving in the Mediterranean, spent New Year's in Germany, hiked mountains in Switzerland, made unforgettable friends in a pub in Budapest, watched a proposal on top of the Eiffel Tower, and of course, he is a member of the first graduating class of Irvington Preparatory Academy. Join me in welcoming IPA alumnus Kyle Clark.
Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and the graduating class of 2020. I am Staff Sergeant Kyle Clark, and on behalf of the alumni of the class of 2010, we would like to congratulate you on this momentous occasion. Although this graduation isn't traditional, it in no way takes away from the milestone in your life. I would like each of you in attendance to take a moment to realize what you've achieved. I remember what was going through my mind 10 years ago when I was sitting where you sit now. What was I going to do next? Where was I going to go? And frankly, I had no idea what I was going to do in my life. For many of you, the last 4 years have all led to this one moment. And all of us know how scary the future may look when you don't know what will be around the corner. Which leads me to my first piece of advice. Take your first frightening step. My first step, more of a leap, was to choose to join the United States Army. On September 11th of 2011, I raised my right hand and was sworn in. And on September 12th, at 3 a.m. in the morning, I stepped off of a bus at Fort Benning, Georgia, to begin my next stage of my life. I'm telling you this because the moments in basic training were the most challenging yet rewarding in my life. And if it wasn't for that first step into the unknown, I would have never seen the places I've seen or met the people I've met. Which has led me to where I am today, with a successful career and a beautiful family. I want each of you to apply to that college that you fear not getting into. Apply to that job that you fear not getting. And if you're anything like me, choose to raise your right hand and serve. The point is to face those fears and roll the dice and see where it lands. But you'll never know until you take that first frightening step. My next piece of advice I would like to leave you is to strive to positively impact others around you, no matter how small it may seem. It's not always a significant or rememberable moment that will leave a lasting impact on those that come across your path in life. But it's the small moments between the highlights in your life that truly build up the ones around you. It can be as small as a smile to a stranger passing by. The final and most important advice I would like to leave you is to live your life so that you are rich in experience. Throughout my life since graduating from Irvington, I've been able to experience moments like seeing the Eiffel Tower at night, swimming off the coast of Greece, navigating the streets of London, hiking the Trolltunga in Norway, and training with forces such as the Polish, the Germans, the Korean, and the Japanese. Every one of these moments have each taught me a lesson on how our world works and put into perspective how truly unique life is. Now, I understand my experiences may not be for everyone, but I want each of you to go and find what you love about life and make your own experiences. Without a doubt, today marks a point in your life that you will never forget. For each of your journeys to this point, and from your journeys on from this point will be unique and full of opportunities. Now, class of 2020, here's my challenge to you. I challenge you to take that first frightening step. I challenge you to positively impact others. And I challenge you to fill your life full of unique experiences. Again, I want to congratulate the class of 2020. This is a great day. We're all rooting for you. Go Ravens.
Greetings, class of 2020. Although this moment is not how any of us would have imagined it, I'm thankful that we are here together, gathered virtually to celebrate your accomplishments. I can just imagine how you all would look sitting in neat rows in your IPA royal blue caps and gowns, waiting for this moment. And I can imagine you now, supported by your family and friends, just as you would be if we were meeting face to face. You have been through a lot over the past 4 years, and perhaps in recent months you have experienced a wider range of emotions than any graduates that have preceded you. But you made it. And as you think about this day, as you anxiously wait that all-important tassel-turning moment, I hope you can feel, whether from people sitting right next to you or those who are supporting you virtually, that you are celebrated and you are loved. I believe I can speak on behalf of all of your IPA teachers and staff when I say we miss you, we love you, and we are so proud of you. Listen closely, and for as long as you are a part of this family, which is forever, you will hear us cheering you on. I'd like to leave you with one more thought, class of 2020. You have had to face many challenges this year, and you will face many more in the years to come. I hope that when you do, you will think of this quote by Elizabeth Edwards, award-winning author and wife of former Senator John Edwards. She said, "Resilience is accepting your new reality, even if it's less good than the one you had before. You can fight it, you can do nothing but scream about what you've lost, or you can accept it and try to put together something that's good." And now, graduates, go out into the world, pursue your dreams, and be resilient. Mr. Mulheron, I certify that the following young men and women have successfully completed the required course of study and should be awarded the diploma of Irvington Preparatory Academy this 6th day of June, 2020. It is my privilege to present these graduates to you.
Shay Kelly, Campbell Wagner,
Thank you for everyone who has supported me throughout my high school career. I can't wait to see what Purdue University has for me.
J-Ro Alford, Daniel Alsum, Miguel Ballesteros, Rodney Barger, Ashley Beecher, Dylan Bovey, Nathaniel Browning, Ariana Carter Hahn, Vidal Cardona.
I want to thank all my teachers and family that helped me get here today. Go Class of 2020. Yeah.
Davian Carroll, Yesenia Castillo, Carla Childs, Ciara Clark Payton, Willow Cooper, Randy Cram, Matthew Dame. Abigail Frazier.
Hi, I'm Abby Frazier. I'm going to be attending Ivy Tech to study criminal justice, and I'm excited for the future.
Bettina Galvez. Leslie Galvez.
My name is Leslie Galvez. I'm the first one in my family to go to university, and I'm so thankful for my family, especially my parents, for getting me this far.
Jalen Garrett.
Hi, my name is Jalen Garrett. I want to thank my mom, my grandma, and my great-grandma. And I don't know what I want to do for the future, but I know whatever I will get into, I will prevail. Great job, class of 2020.
Joseph Gilkey. Corin Goodart. Eric Guy. Maria Guzman. Trevin Hurd. Stephanie Hernandez.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Hernandez, and first I want to give thanks to God for everything He has done. And I also want to give thanks to everybody that has supported me throughout the course of my life. I love you guys.
Jacqueline Hernandez Sordo. Jacob Horton. Megan Hoskins. Elijah Huffman. Rune Jensen.
Hey guys, it's Rune here. Just wanted to thank everyone for supporting me through this school year, even though it has been a little bit different.
Evan Jones. Jansen Kiefer. Jonathan Kelly. Cedric Lamb. Mara Leedy Littmer. Parish Mack. Logan Marquardt.
Thank you to all my friends, families, and teachers for getting me this far. My future plans include pursuing my career as an electrician.
Kyle Miller. Alexis Miramontes. Elijah Mitchell. Joseph Montez. Jenna Nashold. Corey Norman. Sebastian Ogden. David Orr. Clarence Pacelli. Riley Pearson. Shyla Porter. Isaac Pryor.
Thank you to all my friends and family and teachers who helped support me through high school, and I plan to go on to college and make music as a living.
Isabel Quintana. Luke Regal. Isaiah Smith. Abigail Stafford.
I know 2020's been rough, but I'm glad we finally made it. And I wish you all the best of luck out there. Peace.
Damian Stoltz. Michaela Taylor.
Thank you, Irvington, for always being a place where I can feel like myself. To my seniors, always believe in yourself and always do your best. If Prang's class taught us anything, it's that a C+ is passing.
Hope Teckenbrock.
Hi, I want to thank my family, my boyfriend, and my teachers. And my plans are to go to Ivy Tech College. This is for you, Emma.
Kayla Ward. Cheyenne White.
At this time, I would like to ask the Irvington Preparatory Academy Class of 2020 to please stand. Graduates, it is now time to move your tassel from right to left as a visible sign of your graduation and your transformation from students to alumni of Irvington Preparatory Academy. Congratulations to our newest alumni. Well done, Ravens. I can hear the clapping and shouting from here. Thank you all for coming to share in this virtual event with our graduates. We look forward to seeing them in person someday soon. And meanwhile, to hearing about all the good things they are doing with their lives and making us Raven proud. Thanks again.
Now I've had the time of my life, though I've never felt like this before.
I swear this is the truth, and I owe it all to you. 'Cause I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you. Woo!
I've been waiting for so long, now I finally found someone to stand by me.
Saw the writing on the wall as we felt this magical fantasy.
Now with the passion in our eyes, there's no way we can disguise it secretly. So we take each other's hand, cause we seem to understand urgency. Just remember, you are the one thing
I can't get enough of.
So I'll tell you something.
It could be left because
I've had the time of my life, and I've never felt this way before.
well, it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. With my body and soul, I want to want it.
So we'll just look it. I don't know how it go. I forgot it already. So we'll just let it go. Don't be afraid to lose control.
Yes, I know it's on your mind when you stay with me tonight.
Just remember, you're the one thing
that I can't get enough of.
So I'll tell you something.
This could be love because
I've had the time of my life, and I've searched you every open door.
Till I found the truth, and I owe it all to you.
Now I've had the and I hope I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before.
Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.